Hello everyone, and it's great to see you here once again on Dee's Delights. Today we are going to make air fried egg rolls. I did another recipe which calls for frying it in peanut oil, but till you're all said and done, there's so much grease, and I know it's not that healthy anymore, so we're going to try it in the air fryer, see if it's just as good as fried up and slopped in grease. So here's what you're going to need for today's recipe. 8 egg roll wrappers, 1 tablespoon of fresh ginger grated, or if you don't have the fresh ginger, just get the ground ginger at the store and use half a teaspoon. 2 cloves garlic minced, or if you don't have any cloves and don't feel like mincing them up, just do, let's see, 1 teaspoon of minced garlic in the jar. Next, you'll need 4 cups packaged fresh coleslaw, or you can just chop it up yourself. I had about a medium head of cabbage. I cut it in half, and then I put it in the food processor and just chopped it up pretty fine. And then I threw in about 5 baby carrots, and that just gave it a nice mixture. If you like a little bit more carrots, just shred up some more. You're going to need 2 green onions sliced and 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. But first, let's get a pound of pork started. We're going to put that in a medium-sized skillet and cook it, fry it up in a pan until there is no pink left in it. The pork's just about done frying up. I had some interesting information though. When I was frying up the pork, it made me think of something. I was at Fisher's Country Market the other day in Cessna. Most of you guys out there will know which one I'm talking about, which store. Well, they're always so busy, and they just sell so much lunch meat and all kinds of things. It's just crazy. So anyway, I was standing there behind the counter waiting for my lunch meat order and my cheese to be sliced, and I just happened to notice this plaque on the wall, which has probably been there for like 5 years. But an interesting little piece of information all of you people from Bedford might be interested in knowing. They were the top bacon sales performer in the year of 2015. They had a slab bacon blowout sale between April 17th and April 30th in 2015, and they sold 34,203 pounds of slab bacon in that 2-week period. I know that I love bacon, and I'm sure most of you do love bacon, and if you don't, you have my deepest condolences, but I just can't even imagine how many people it took to buy that much bacon. 34,203 pounds. It is crazy how much people love bacon. So on that note, here we are frying up the pork, and I think it's good. I think it's done. So it says, drain any fat. All right, so I'm going to drain this fat. There is a little fat in here, not a lot, but I shall drain it nonetheless. Without losing the pork. So let's see what's next. It says stir in garlic and ginger and cook until fragrant about a minute. We determined that 1 tablespoon of fresh ginger is equivalent to a half teaspoon of ground ginger. Also determined that 2 cloves of garlic minced is equivalent to 1 teaspoon of minced in the jar. This is a half teaspoon I have here, so of course I'm going to do that twice. We'll let that fry up for about a minute. There again, I've turned it down just a little bit. It's a little under medium. I have my dial at the number 4. After a minute, we're going to add the coleslaw mixture and cook until tender for about 5 to 6 minutes. Next, we're going to need to stir in the soy sauce and green onions. Now, it called for 2 green onions. Well, I normally just slice the green onions down to about here. So I did about 4, which was equivalent to about 1/4 cup. I think that'll be fine. from the heat. Looks cooked. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of soy sauce and our green onions, which I did 1/4 cup. You do whatever you like. Make sure I have soy sauce. Don't want to get the Worcestershire sauce out and make it taste totally different. And our onions, well, I don't know, maybe I won't use that whole amount. Stir that in there. Or maybe I will. Okay, so we have our mixture ready. Now it looks pretty tasty. Next, we're going to make a paste to seal up the egg roll when we wrap it. So use 1 tablespoon of flour and then just mix it with a little bit of water. Got a little bit of a paste there. We are going to roll out our little egg roll wrappers. Now this recipe says it'll make 8 egg rolls, but you know what? I'm guessing it's gonna make more. I have a few left over from the ones I made in peanut oil, which was like eating grease. So we're going to do it air fried today. These would be about 7 inches. They're called egg roll wrappers. I got these locally at Weiss Market. I also got them over in Altoona at the Big Giant Eagle store, which is my new favorite thing. And even on this, they'll show you how to wrap an egg roll. So what you're gonna do is put a pointy end to you. We're gonna do about 1/3 cup in each. What we're gonna do is put it like this, just as if you were gonna put a hot dog in a bun. So it looks like that. We'll roll it up, tuck it under, roll it over, over again, and then roll forward. And then when you get to the end, you are going to use your paste. Where'd it go, folks? Oh, right here it is. Going to use your paste to seal it shut. You have one perfect little egg roll. Now we're going to do about 4 at a time in the air fryer. And we're going to, before we put it in the air fryer, we are going to either spray it with cooking spray or lightly rub oil over it, vegetable oil. So let's get 4 of them ready. 1/3 cup. Make it like a hot dog. Let's roll it. Squeeze it in there so the ends, the stuffing doesn't come out. Bring it over, over, and there, once again, it'll show you on the back of the container. We're going to seal it up. Do that, put that under there, then finish brushing it. Of course, you can also buy egg rolls, but that takes out some of the fun. And if these don't turn out right, I guess I'll be resorting to buying egg rolls. Okay. I'm going to wash my brush out. I can't find my regular brush, so I got the one off the grill. And I put some vegetable oil in here. And I'm going to go ahead, get this over and put this in as I grease it up. Brush vegetable oil on either side. Put that in there. The difference is these aren't going to be sitting in oil. This hopefully just makes it crispy. We don't want it sitting in oil and all that fat. Even though we all love fat, this one came apart a little bit. Should have sealed it up a little bit tighter. Take some of these out to the office today. Okay, we're going to try 4 egg rolls in the air fryer. Now, it says Place an air fryer basket 3 to 4 at a time and cook at 390 for 8 minutes, and then we're gonna flip them and cook an additional 3. So here we go. Air fry, 390. We're gonna do 8 minutes. And then we're gonna turn them over and do an additional 3. We'll see how it turns out. In the meantime, I'm gonna finish making these other ones. Okay, the first batch is done. I put them in the air fryer for 8 minutes, then flipped it for 4. So you should be getting something crispy here. Of course, mine are not rolled up perfectly. But once it cools down, I'll taste it, let you know what I think, whether they are worthy of being done again. All right, I'm gonna try one. I got 12 out of this. There was actually one more I could have done, but I don't have time to make it. So you can just eat that. That's pretty darn good. Just eat it right out of the pan. No table manners here. So I'm gonna try one of these egg rolls. This one looks pretty good. Ooh. That's hot. I think I just burnt my taste buds off. But it's good. So much better without having all the grease. It's as if you just baked them in the oven. Very good. Very easy to make. Get your favorite dipping sauce to dip them in. Make it even better. Make it as appetizers or part of a meal. Oh my, so much better than the ones I made yesterday with all the grease. You'll love it. And each egg roll has 203 calories in it. Not bad at all. So I'm gonna let Doug try these and let you know what he thinks, and I'll be back shortly. Well, Douglas, what would you say of the texture of this one versus the one that was fried in grease?
Well, they are a lot crunchier. They're not soggy at all.
No, they're crispy.
They're crispy.
Even though that one's kind of sloppy because I got fast at the end, just wanted to roll them up and get them in the air fryer.
I get the sloppy one.
Yeah. I'm going to take Lindsay some perfect.
As far as texture, it reminds me of what you would get at a Chinese
Yes. Yes.
restaurant.
This one here, these turned out good. I'm taking these to Lindsay. I'm going to cut open one.
When I can taste again, then we'll have to get some duck sauce.
Yes. Yes, I told them they could put their favorite dipping sauce in there. Inside. Looking good. I'll take a picture of that for Dee's Delights.
You learn how to make goo goo kai pan and fried rice, we're good to go.
All right. Hey, well, thanks for joining me here once again on Dee's Delights. It's been great having you, and have a wonderful week.
Cheers.
Cheers.